Thank you. Thank you. Please have your seats. To be very frank with you, I've never seen our chief looking so good. Well dressed. You know our tradition is when you see the chief, you should know. Look like a chief. It looks like leaders. I want to congratulate you for looking so good. I'm told that this year, the 26th celebration for Liberia that took place in the world was the biggest ever. People know that's happened when the people embrace their country, when the people show love for their country, and they show care for their country. And this is what we're talking about. I want to thank all of you, Liberians here, abroad. We have some of the best countries, and we should all work to make it what it should be. There are a lot of things the ministers told you, but there are plenty of things that we haven't even told you about what we want our country to look like. I know the Vice President told you about the yellow machines, and he also told you that you couldn't use those machines without making sure that you have bridges. I've been there before. You have a machine, you can't cross the river. When we talk about agriculture, the plans for agriculture, we talk about also how we intend to begin to produce our own food that we eat. Not only produce, to process the food, to make it available. You've seen our electricity program going all over, the water system, because we believe that Liberians deserve dignity, we deserve the best, and that's what we're here to do. I want to thank the Minister of Internal Affairs for organizing this. I want to recognize the Vice President, the Pro Tempore of the Senate, all our Ministers of Finance, Agriculture, the legislatures, all of them. It takes teamwork to make this happen. And I'm happy that this program was arranged in a way that they briefly tell you the role they play. The only thing the Minister, Finance didn't tell you, that for many, many years, our budget being 700,000, this and that, the first time we've gone to $1.2 billion of budget. Never before. It means that our capacity is building up to be able to build our country, to serve our people. Our people, you build roads, but they still walk. You see the children in the streets, not in school. They told you about our plans, and we're not just going to build schools like the way they used to build them. We want to build schools that produce young people for the future of the world, not just Liberia. So all these plans are in the way. I want to thank you all for working with those plans. I told the people of Bong County, I think because of the central location of Bong County, we said we'll make Bong a conference center. So when it comes, the chief places to stay. And that's what we plan to do. And not only that, I even told them we're going to put a football academy here where young people will be trained. Because you can come from all the counties and do that. We want the best for our people, and I want to say to all of our superintendents, our governors, our leaders, you are not observers. You are part of this government. You take the role you play to build this country. Sometimes when people go to build roads in your counties, you don't wear it a public way, a government thing. It is your thing, because when they leave it there, it's for you. So you make sure that the people don't take the material away, they don't steal anything. Make sure you protect it, because they are for you. All these things we're talking about, poverty, you build good road, good water, electricity, you will see how people's life will begin to improve. So I want to thank you all for this occasion. We are committed to it. And there's nothing that's going to stop Liberia from moving up. Nothing. God himself has approved that. So let me say the Honorable Jeremiah Gbarnga, our Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, the Honorable 55th Legislature, the members of the legislature, Honorable Yambli Kanga Lawrence, Pro-Temperature of the Senate, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, our chiefs and elders, representative of International Development Committee, the chair members of the National Council of Chiefs and Tribal Governors, chairman and members of Interreligious Council, members of the Folk Estate. I want to thank you for turning out in numbers. Fellow Liberians, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. When Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn and I took office on January 22nd, 2024, we pledged to lead a people-centered and inclusive government, one that will rebrand Liberia and restore public trust in government. Today's gathering is part of the fulfilling of that promise. In keeping with the commitment, I have joined the Minister of Internal Affairs and other government officials to meet with the chiefs and tribal governors of Liberia to discuss local and participatory governance, especially issues related to peace, security, national development. Our arrest agenda plan outlined in the arrest agenda for inclusive development, along with the county-specific plans, will rely on leadership of our local authorities, which you are. Your insight, concerns, and aspirations are vital to the success of these initiatives. There was a time that people didn't believe that our people had any system in place, and I knew that during the Ebola. But then they learned that our people have what they call the triad. There's no stranger that comes to the village that a chief there doesn't know where they came from, where they came. So if they came with anything, they know who they live on. Our tradition is in place. It has helped us to come this far. And I was wondering, how were we medicating ourselves? How were we making cutlasses and things to do our work? We have a tradition. We can help, just like all over the world. Everybody works to improve. But that doesn't mean that we didn't have a system. We had a system, and that's what you represent. So this composition is therefore essential. It allows your government to listen to you, to understand your priorities, and to plan with you. Government works best when it grows from the ground up. Liberia can only be transformed if its people, especially those in the interior, who have historically been marginalized by an overly centralized state, are fully involved in the decision-making for their country. I thank the Minister of Internal Affairs again for facilitating this National Assembly. I expect that this will become an annual platform for the exchange between the government and the local leaders, one that promotes peace, security, decentralization, and inclusive development. We promise to reform how the government has operated in the past. For too long, centralized governance has failed our people. It has led to exclusion, marginalization, elite capture, and discontent. It has produced unequal growth, growth without development, and entrenched and predatory nature of Liberian state. This must change. Decentralization must not be a lofty policy phrase. It must be and is the key to Liberia's development. When government is too centralized, the majority of people are left on the periphery of national life. When decisions affecting the well-being of our rural communities are made far away from these communities, development cannot be meaningful, inclusive, and sustainable. True democracy thrives when people participate fully in shaping the decisions that govern their lives. This is why decentralization is central to our national renewal. It is time to empower our local government structures to work directly with the majority of our citizens, making sure that every Liberian, regardless of where they live, has a voice in the governance process. Distinguished participants, on January 29, 2025, I presented my legislative agenda to the 55th legislature. Included in the agenda was a bill to establish the Ministry of Local Government, which will facilitate the full implementation of the Local Government Act of 2018. This law is the foundation of our decentralization effort. I again urge the legislature to pass the bill. Its approval could transform Liberia more than nearly any other reform currently before us. Strengthening our local institutions, promoting accountability, and increasing public participation are necessary steps toward building a Liberia that works for everyone, not just for a select few. Over the past 2 years, we have made significant progress enhancing food security through innovative agriculture programs, upgrading road infrastructure, combating corruption, elevating educational standards, and stepping up efforts to eliminate harmful traditional practices against women and girls. Liberia has also regained respect internationally. I am told that we now occupy the 10th space for a country that is safe to travel into. Liberia. A country that is safe for people to come and transact business, as demonstrated by our leadership role in the UN Security Council, which we want to thank all of you for working together for us to achieve that. We can accelerate these gains by increasing decentralization, strengthening institutions, and ensuring community participation in decision making. At the conclusion of this assembly, we will create a framework document, the actions of mutual commitment, outlining the agreements and responsibilities we will work on together in the coming year. The Ministry of Internal Affairs and Minister of State for Presidential Affairs will track and report progress at our next National Assembly Conference. Let me conclude with a simple but powerful call. Let us come together and build our country. Let Liberia be the only great country if we all work together. I want to urge all the chiefs, the governors, the lawmakers, every Liberian to be involved in the change that we need. To rebuild our nation, we envision for ourselves. Nobody can build it but you, our children and children unborn, our grandchildren. But to do this, I always want to tell you that we will have to think Liberia, we will have to love Liberia, then we together build Liberia. I want to thank you. God bless you. And as you came, as our people say, as you came strong and healthy, God will take you back strong and healthy. Thank you, and God bless you.